Hey guys, you ever wonder what's the very first thing I need to do when I'm looking for a home? Well, you're doing it. You're going to watch this video and it's not going to be long, but hey, go ahead, like and subscribe now, send it to a friend, let them know about it, even if they already have a home, and let's get started. First thing you need to do is talk to a home loan officer or a mortgage specialist at your local bank. And if you don't have one, I will leave a link below to the ones that I trust. You really need to do that. That's the very first thing, because you have to know what you can afford. Please do not call a real estate agent and say, I don't know what I can afford, or say to them, I don't have the best credit, but I want to go look at these $1 million homes. I've had people do that. I've had some people call me and say, hey, yes, I'm looking at buying a home. I'm like, great, that's awesome. Congratulations. Have you talked to a loan officer? No. Okay, you're going to talk to a loan officer. Well, I don't want to do that right now. I just want to go look at homes. That's not how it works, because you have to know what you can afford. I mean, you really do. That's something that you really need to know, how much home you can afford, what you want to budget out. You even may be able to afford a $1 million home, but you don't want one. You want a $500,000 home, and there is nothing wrong with that. And if you're renting, this is what I have to say to the renters. Do not assume just because you're paying $1,200 in rent that you then can afford a $1,200 mortgage payment. There is a difference, because included in your rent, they include the maintenance person that comes by. All that's included. They include things for incidentals. All of that's included. The actual payment might be $600, but then they add an extra. They have to add extras for incidentals, and they put that aside. A smart person who owns homes and rents them out would do that. So don't assume I can afford this because I pay this, because that is not always true. The second thing you need to do is decide where you want to live. Now, I tell people, look at where you work, or where you want, if you have children, where you want them to go to school. Are they going to be bused there? Do you have to drive them? Take that all into effect. Don't just say, oh, and I want to live in this area, because some areas are pricier than others, and you can live on the outskirts of that, and you can have a house that's a lot more affordable. You can have more land and all that, and then, yeah, you have a car. Well, if you don't have a car, don't do that. But if you have a car, you can drive to work. But how long do you want your commute to be to and from work? And just think about all the days. I tell some of my clients, I'm like, hey, you kind of work within the city. Do you really want to spend an hour getting out of the city on a Friday? That's something to think about. Or hey, your kids, go to this school and you have to drive them, and you have to get to work by 8 o'clock. Are you going to be able to make that commute? Because that is very important. Those are some of the things you need to think about. Is go see a loan officer, and then think about where you want to live, because that has a lot to do with your budget and how much you can afford or are comfortable with. I will include more tips, and I will give more videos. There's a whole lot more to purchasing a home. It really is. It's not just cut and dry. Unless you have $5 million, then you need to contact me today if you have that in cash today, and I can help you buy a lot of properties, because that's those are investments. Even if you're renting and you don't even have $1 million, even if you are currently renting and you are looking to buy a home, but you're somewhere, if you're in the military. I know a lot of military personnel who they're renting, but they own homes. I know some that buy a home at every duty station. So it doesn't even matter. And then that is extra income. So even if you're renting and you're like, I want to buy a home, but I want to buy an investment property, that's great. Do that. And contact me so I can help you. This is Ebony Gorham with Eb Knows. Thank you for viewing my video.